Hello, my name is Danielle Lichty. I am a 19-year-old sophomore studying animal science and microbiology. I grew up in the small town in Pleasant Hill, Missouri, where I discovered my love for rodeo. My plans after graduation are to stay in Oklahoma and open my own equine rehab and therapeutic facility for performance horses. The estrous cycle is split into two main phases. The luteal phase, where the corpus luteum is producing progesterone to maintain pregnancy, and the follicular phase, where the follicle is producing estrogen to bring on standing heat. There are four more specific phases within these phases: medestrus, diestrus, proestrus, and estrus. During medestrus, the corpus luteum is forming and progesterone levels begin to rise. The uterus is prepped for the embryo, and the embryo is moved into the uterus. At day 5, the corpus luteum is fully developed and diestrus begins. During this phase, progesterone levels are high, inhibiting ovulation, estrus, and follicular growth. At day 15, if the animal is not pregnant, progesterone receptors will begin to downregulate, marking the start of proestrus. This is the phase where maternal recognition has to occur in order to continue the cycle. Maternal recognition is when the embryo sends a signal to its mother to tell them that they are pregnant. This signal prevents the release of prostaglandin F2 alpha and keeps the corpus luteum alive. When an animal is not pregnant and no signal is received, the cycle must repeat itself to allow for another opportunity to become pregnant. In this case, the uterus releases prostaglandin F2 alpha on day 17 to induce luteolysis. This causes a regression of the corpus luteum and restarts the cycle. Estrus, or standing heat, starts on day 20. This is when ovulation occurs. Progesterone, abbreviated P4, is one of the 5 hormones released during the estrous cycle. The main functions of progesterone are to cap the hormone surge and maintain pregnancy. It is produced by the corpus luteum and sent to the posterior pituitary in the hypothalamus. Bringing on standing heat is the purpose of estrogen. The follicle produces estrogen and it is received by the hypothalamus. This creates a positive feedback. Gonadotropin-releasing hormone, otherwise known as GnRH, causes the release of two other hormones, LH and FSH. It originates from the hypothalamus and is received by the anterior pituitary. LH is the important luteotrophic hormone that causes ovulation. It is produced by the anterior pituitary. If LH is released tonically, it helps to maintain the CL. If it is released in a surge, then ovulation will occur. FSH is the follicle-stimulating hormone. This means that it causes follicles to grow. It is produced by the anterior pituitary and sent to the ovaries. FSH is affected by activin and inhibin, which are produced by the follicles. This is the complete hormone profile for the estrous cycle. All 5 hormones work together to create a pregnancy. Timing is very important during this process, and everything has to be perfect for it to continue. Anestrus is a consequence of an unperfect estrous cycle. Anestrus is when a female is not properly cycling or experiencing standing heat over a period of time. There are an unlimited number of reasons for anestrus. Some of the most common causes are malnutrition, season of the year, or that the animal is already pregnant or nursing. Follicular waves occur in wave-like patterns during the estrous cycle. After each ovulation, a new wave is established. Several follicles are recruited from the follicular pool. From the recruitment follicles, a follicle is selected to grow. This selected follicle grows to become a dominant follicle, preventing the growth of other follicles during this time. Ovulation of the dominant follicle occurs in the absence of progesterone during estrus. If progesterone is present, then the follicle will not be able to ovulate and will instead undergo cell death, or atresia. This starts a new follicular wave. The hormones involved in follicular waves are FSH and LH. The presence of FSH starts the wave by increasing the recruitment follicles. LH decides which selected follicles grow and develop into the dominant follicle.